What's going on, guys? We're back here doing another E36 video. This video is gonna be a little weird. I planned doing the suspension on the E36, but ran into a lot of issues getting off this old suspension. With this car only having 60,000 miles and it's 30 years old, it's kind of a nuisance to get everything off. I've owned 240s, I've owned Subarus, I've owned Hondas, I've owned Volkswagen, and they all have their ups and downs. On the driver's side, I'll throw up some footage here. We could not get the ball joint out of the knuckle. It took a lot of work. We even tried cutting it out. I don't know what the Germans were doing in the 90s. Obviously they weren't using metal for the tanks. Maybe they were using some high strength metal elsewhere, but couldn't cut them off. We tried using, the Milwaukee blades on the hacksaw. We tried using an air angle grinder. Got halfway through and it was just eating up everything. And so I didn't want to keep trying to make things work with that. So I went ahead and I found one of my ball joint removal tools. That got that side off after a ton pressure against it. The middle ball joint part kind of sucked that goes through the subframe because you can't really get any tools up there. So we were able to get off with a wrench. Took some work. That middle-ish ball joint that goes to the subframe, it would not pop out. We ended up having to use a jack with a hammer and a pickle fork. Take a jack, press up on the pickle fork to make the leverage to pop it out. Eventually we got it out. It just took a lot of work. We ended up lifting the whole car on a pickle fork, but got that out. Passenger side, went to go use that ball joint removal tool, little clamp. I'll throw a picture up here of what I'm talking about. I'll show you what ours looks like now. Ended up breaking it. It completely twisted the set screw, and it snapped and folded over on itself. So kind of sucked, but ran up to Harbor Freight. I don't know what the tool is. Picked up one of the ball joint press tools that you can buy, the handheld press tools, the removal tool. We're like, all right, let's just throw this on. It should have enough strength to pop it out of the knuckle. What ended up happening is we popped it out of the lower control arm and it stayed in the knuckle. It's kind of annoying. We were able to get that lower control arm off, and it came off without having to use a pickle fork and a jack. We just had to hammer it a couple times. That side came off. They both had their ups and downs. Had a couple buddies over helping me, and we ended up throwing in the coilovers where they had to leave. Found out I couldn't tighten, this was a whole day ordeal, so forgot that I couldn't tighten the ball joint with the coilover on. So I ended up having to take the coilovers back out by myself, balance a knuckle. But yeah, so let me go ahead and just give you a little short update on the E36. I did record a video doing the LTW spoiler that's right there. I don't like how I did that video. It took way longer to record it than I expected, but I'll throw in a couple clips of it. And grab one of these paint markers here. Ooh. Paint just spilled out, so that's fun. Right there. Go ahead and push this down, and that did not work. Let's go ahead and get this paint cleared off real quick. So these holes were pretty much filled in all the way up to the nut, so you couldn't even get the bolt in. I mean, that's just a huge void, and even the bolts they give are way too long. Installed. What a pain in the ass that is to do. It wasn't the style of video I wanted to go for. I'm trying to lean more towards vlogging videos and not tutorials, and I forgot when I did that video I kind of led it towards a tutorial, but it's on. I mean, as you see here, the only thing I didn't do was throw on the 3M adhesive tape. I plan to take the spoiler off when I paint the car, and then I'll put the 3M tape on it. Not too worried. Talking to a few of the Volkswagen mechanic friends I have in regards to doing the 1.8 swap on the E36. And then I got to thinking about it with me having this 2-liter, it's a E888 Gen 2, Gen 1, Gen 2, pretty much same thing, Mark 6 GTI engine. I plan to build that engine anyways, no matter what, because I wanted a spare engine for the GTI. And I got to thinking about it, well, what if I can make it work in the E36? So I started looking up. I haven't seen anyone do a 2-liter, GTI Mark 6 engine. And then talked to a few mechanic friends, and I guess the Volkswagen reused the bell housings between most of the 4 cylinders that were released. So the company JNC, that adapters, who I'm already in talks with, informed me that this adapter plate will work. The only limitation that we're going to run across that we found is I'm going to need a custom flywheel because it's a 8-bolt design. They said if I had a 6-bolt design engine, I would be able to run a flywheel that already exists, but since it's an 8-bolt, which I think all US ones are, we're gonna have to make a flywheel. I'm gonna have them make everything for it. We're gonna figure out a whole clutch kit, which I believe they've already figured all that out. The goal for this engine would be to do a forged rod, stock piston, ARP head studs, stock gaskets, upgraded intake manifold, an aftermarket turbo, because we wouldn't want to run a stock turbo on it. So with all that in mind, I think it'd be a fun project. And worst case scenario, if I end up not getting it to work how I want, it'll be a backup engine for the GTI. Not worried about it whatsoever. It's the safest route for me to go, and I think it'll be the best bang for buck. I'm thinking 350, 400 wheel. The trans will not be able to hold that, so we'll see how long the get rag lasts. I mean, worst case, we'll just swap into ZF, not the end of the world. I do have wheels on the way. They have finished making them. They will be here soon. We're gonna have a whole video about that. Letting you know who I went through and everything, the process. And, I've seen the photos. They look amazing. Already got the tires sitting aside for them. I do have some more parts for this car. Future video, we got stuff for the door cards in the front. These are not the hard motorsports door cards, so we'll talk about that in the future. I got to fix the passenger window, so I got all the clips to redo that. And another video I did, which I wasn't very active in, which I was kind of upset about, was doing the M3 front bumper with the updated headlights. I'll go ahead and show you the front end. There was a few things I didn't like about it. It's an eBay front bumper, so it's very cheap. The lip that came with it does not fit. So I'm going to be getting rid of this lip. The bumper itself is pretty nice. I'm going to have to get a front plate delete. It comes with the trim for a front plate, but where I live we don't have front plates. The budget headlights look great, and they went on pretty good. I was missing a bolt from one of the sides. I was able to get a bolt in, so it's not shaking around anymore. But let me go ahead and show you what this looks like. So right here we got the eBay M3 front bumper with the lip, and you can see the lip doesn't fit the best down here. A little bit gaps, kind of the same on the other side, and it kind of, I don't know how well you can see it, it bows up a little here. I wasn't able to run screws through how they normally wanted, and honestly, this lip did not fit whatsoever. It kind of took a lot of putting one screw on one side, putting a screw on another side, and kind of just squeezing it down. Headlights look great. I'll link them below. They're just some budget OE, OE headlights. I do have some LEDs for them that we'll throw in probably on this video. I'll show you what I got to last time. So I see here there's nothing in here. I got the old brake on here that I got new rotors. I got, new brake lines, and there's the lower control arm already in. That's all fully tightened up. Got some suspension over here that we'll talk about when I do a video of finishing that up. Over here on this side, we do have one of the coilovers in. They are, I set the preload on them. I got them height adjusted, kind of, just a little guess. I really don't know what this is going to look like. The wheels, kind of waiting for those to come in. I do have a fender roller to roll the fenders, but lower control arms in. One of the struggles I came across was getting, so I got the caliper off on this side, getting these rotor off. Someone had already previously rounded these off, so then I tried putting a slit in it and taking a big flathead, and I could not budge it whatsoever. So I just got a drill bit set that we're going to try out. Yeah, so let's go ahead and just do some small things on this E36. I do have AliExpress badges, and they accidentally sent me 2 sets, so I have 4. So we're going to throw those on. I do have some LED license plate lights, AliExpress, which I'll link below. And then I did get some gloss black kidneys. I was going to paint the chrome ones I had, but for 20 bucks you can get a pair of gloss blacks. And so let's see, you don't use a screwdriver, but let's go ahead and grab the new inserts. Order these on AliExpress. They just kind of pop in. We'll see if they work at all. They're actually going pretty nice. These were super cheap on AliExpress. The badge I got were just the all black with the you know, the M-Power writing around it. I'll link it all below. They were super cheap as well. For the E36, the front and rear are the same size. And what I just noticed is that these have the BMW branding on the back. So I'm really wondering if these are authentic. I guess we'll find out if they last. Let's go ahead and not put this in upside down. There you go. I think that looks way better. I mean, that looks way better than what we were rocking before. Those inserts work very well. So you can get that badge off. This hood already has some damage on it. Like I said, I'm not too worried about using a flathead. I'm going to be repainting this whole car, and this hood is damaged. There is a hood out there that I really like that I may get. It's a vented hood that's made by a buddy of mine in Florida. So we may get it. This does have a dent going across the hood from here to here. I really don't know what the last owner did. Part of me doesn't want to fix the hood. Kind of coming up on the top. There we go. Yeah. Let's grab our spray and our rag. This is very dirty. I will link these below because they fit front and rear. There we go. All right, I want to thank you guys for watching this little update video. I know we didn't do much on the car, just a little bit of cosmetic things. Kind of go over what happened on some of the things. Yeah, let me know if you're excited to see this E36 Gen 2 2-liter Mark 6 GTI engine go into an E36. So I'll see you guys later, and peace.